All right, welcome. You know that feeling when the sun goes down and you're in the mood for a story that really truly comes alive in the dark? Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. This is your guide to the incredible world of dark anime. So let's just dive right in. Have you ever actually stopped to wonder why? Why is it that when the world gets all peaceful and quiet, we go looking for stories that do the complete opposite? You know, the ones that get under your skin and just refuse to leave? And that's exactly what we're here to do. This isn't just some random list. Think of this as a curated tour through some of the most fascinatingly grim and psychological anime out there. We're going to explore all the different shades of darkness, from moral dilemmas to straight up horror. Okay, our first stop, I like to call this section the battle for your soul. This is where the stories don't just try to scare you. Nope, they go deeper. They challenge your whole sense of what's right, what's wrong, and what justice even means. This quote about Tokyo Ghoul, it just hits the nail on the head. It's all about that murky, gray area where you can't easily tell the heroes from the villains anymore. Let's kick things off with an absolute classic, Death Note. So, you've got this genius high school kid, Light Yagami, who finds a supernatural notebook. The rule is simple. Write someone's name in it, and they die. He decides he's going to clean up the world, but this sparks this insane cat and mouse game with the brilliant detective L. You'll find yourself constantly asking, who am I even rooting for here? It really makes you think, when does fighting for justice turn into just being a tyrant? Building on that idea, let's look at Tokyo Ghoul. Just imagine this. You wake up one day and you're not fully human anymore. You're a hybrid, part human, part monster. That's what happens to Ken Kaneki. He gets thrown into this hidden world of ghouls, creatures who look just like us but have to eat people to survive. Suddenly, he doesn't belong anywhere. And through his eyes, we see the tragic human side of this brutal war. And you have to ask yourself, where does the human end and the monster begin? And now for something with a major twist. Death Parade. At first glance, you think, okay, this is a death game show. Two people walk into a bar and they have to play some high-stakes game to survive. But here's the thing, they're already dead. That bar? It's purgatory. And the game is actually a test designed to expose the deepest, darkest parts of their souls to decide their ultimate fate. Wild, right? All right, let's totally shift gears. Our next category is all about surviving the unspeakable. These are the stories where civilization is just gone, and the only thing left is this raw, visceral fight to see another day. So, seriously, what would you do when all the rules we live by just disappear, and every single day is a battle against things you can barely even imagine? Who do you become? These shows peel back all those comfortable layers of society to show us what's really underneath. And you've got a couple of different flavors of apocalypse here. On one hand, you have the pure chaos of a zombie outbreak in High School of the Dead. It's a front row seat to watching the world just fall apart. And on the other, you have the cold, calculating dread of Terminator Zero. It's this sci-fi nightmare where these merciless machines are systematically wiping out humanity before the bombs even drop. And then, you've got Gaunt's. This one's a little different. People who have just died are brought back to life by this mysterious black sphere, only to be forced into a deadly game. Hunt down and kill aliens hiding among us. It is incredibly violent and just relentlessly grim, but the real hook, the thing that keeps you watching, is the mystery. Why is this happening? And what in the world is that Gaunt's ball? For our final category, we're diving into the horror hidden inside. And honestly, these might be the most disturbing of all. They're the ones that lure you in with something charming, maybe even cute, and then just pull the rug right out from under you, revealing a nightmare you never saw coming. Take a show like Made in Abyss. It starts out feeling like a classic adventure. You've got this adorable, super optimistic girl named Riko, and all she wants to do is explore this giant, mysterious pit called the Abyss. The art style is gorgeous, the characters are lovable, it really feels like a grand journey is about to begin. But the deeper she goes, the more the beautiful fantasy starts to crack. The dangers get more and more grotesque, the mysteries become more terrifying, and the psychological damage is real. The horror here isn't a jump scare. It's the slow, creeping dread of the unknown and realizing the terrible price of curiosity. And you see that same kind of bait and switch in Oshinoko. It looks like a bright, flashy story about the Japanese idol industry, but its heart is pure darkness. It all starts with the tragic murder of a famous idol.
Then her twin children are reborn, but with all their memories of their past lives intact. So what do? They dive headfirst into the toxic entertainment industry on a secret mission to find their mother's killer. It's a revenge thriller wearing a pop star disguise.
And finally, we have to talk about the absolute master of bizarre horror, Junji Ito. The Junji Ito collection isn't one single story, it's an anthology. Every episode is a brand new, self-contained nightmare. It's just this relentless stream of twisted ideas, truly unsettling body horror, and weird phenomena that often say something deeply disturbing about our own world.
So, as you can see, dark anime is so much more than just cheap thrills. It's about exploring moral decay in shows like Death Note. It's about the raw fight for survival in High School of the Dead. And it's about the soul-crushing dread you find at the bottom of the abyss. These stories, they really push the very idea of hope to its absolute limits. They challenge you, they haunt you, and they definitely make you think. So after our little tour through the shadows, there's really only one question left to ask. Which one of these abysses are you going to stare into first?